going to continue with our biography on Abe Lincoln by Augustus Stevenson. But first we have the word character. And a character in the story or a book is the animal or person the story is about. Or if you talk about character of a person, you talk about the traits that make them who they are. If a person is kind or if they're hardworking, which Abe is both of those. All right, let's continue reading. A spelling match. Are you going to the spelling match at the schoolhouse tonight, Abe? Of course I'm going, Dennis. I'll be ready in 2 minutes. Oh, yes, said Dennis, but his voice sounded queer. Abe thought Dennis looked queer, too. Remember, queer means strange. Why did you ask me that, Dennis? You know I always go to spelling matches. There's no use for you to go tonight, Abe. They won't let you spell. Won't let me spell? Who won't let me spell? The schoolmaster. I saw him this morning. He told me to tell you not to come. I haven't missed a word all winter, said Abe. On the side I'm on always wins. That is just what he said, Abe. He said it wasn't a match when you came. The other side didn't even need to try. That pleased Abe. I know the spelling book forward and backward, he said. You're the best speller on Pigeon Creek, said Dennis. Everyone knows that. That pleased Abe, too. Well, he said, I'll go, but I'll just sit and listen. I guess that will be all right, said Dennis. The two boys went through the woods to the schoolhouse. They found it full of people, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunts, girls, and boys. Everyone was talking and laughing. The people loved these spelling matches. They would come for miles around. They would come through the dark forests. They would cross deep creeks. Neither rain nor snow could keep them at home. They came early, too, so they could visit with one another. Abe and Dennis were late. They were hanging up their hats when the schoolmaster rang a bell. At once there was silence. The schoolmaster stood on a low platform. Jenny Springer, he called. Jenny stood up. Jenny, he said, you have the first choice tonight. Begin. Abe Lincoln, called out Jenny. No, said the schoolmaster. Abe can't spell tonight. It isn't a match when he spells. His side is sure to win. Please choose someone else, Jenny. Now, Jenny was a good girl, but she couldn't understand many things. She didn't know whether the world was round or flat. She thought there was a man in the moon. She thought there was a pound of sugar. She thought a pound of sugar weighed more than a pound of feathers. So, of course, Jenny couldn't understand why Abe couldn't spell. Now, I have to stop and draw a conclusion here. The author is giving us a list of things that Jenny thought were true, that were actually wrong. So it seems to do that, actually the author is giving us evidence that Jenny wasn't very smart, so that we can maybe understand why she's acting the way she's about to act. I want Abe, she cried. I won't choose anyone else. No, no, cried some voices. Abe, Abe, cried other voices. The schoolmaster rang his bell. Again, there was silence. Abe stood up. Jenny, he said, you must choose someone else. I shall obey the schoolmaster. Jenny knew that Abe always obeyed the schoolmaster, so she chose someone else. Thank you, Abe, whispered the master. Now sit down and enjoy yourself. So I guess he's showing us his character, okay? He's very obedient. He listens, he respects authority. And Abe did enjoy himself. He knew how to spell every word that was missed. When Dennis tried to spell afraid, Abe couldn't keep from laughing. A-F-E-A-R-E-D, spelled Dennis. No, said the master, the word is afraid. There isn't any such word in my speller, said Dennis. It's afeared. Ha, 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 laughed Abe. After the match was over, the boys started home. There was no moon, and it was very dark in the woods. Dennis, said Abe, are you afeared? No, said Dennis, I'm not even afraid. They both laughed, and they went through the dark woods whistling. And that's the end of our chapter for today. Thanks for listening.